Danny Boyle and Alex Garland are back as the writing-directing duo that brought us the movie that popularized fast-moving zombies in 28 Days Later. 28 Years Later is a direct sequel to 28 Days Later, completely ignoring the sequel 28 Weeks Later, which, I mean, it doesn't completely ignore it. You can say that, yeah, there's little Easter eggs here and there. I mean, there's even one little flash of a second of a moment of a scene that they show in a little flash of 28 Years Later, but it is completely erased.
Damn.
This movie, 28 Years Later, tells the story of a young man named Spike who is played by Alfie Williams, and one day it is decided that young Spike is no longer a child. He is meant to become a man, and so that means his father Jamie, who is played by Aaron Taylor Johnson, thinks it is a good idea to take his son away from their perfectly isolated, secluded community island and onto the mainland of the UK, where the virus has been completely quarantined and where the infected have been thriving for 28 years. Everyone on their perfectly isolated island believes that this is a good idea. This is the step that you need to take in order to become a man. But Spike's mother and Jamie's wife, Isla, who is played by Jodie Comer, believes that this is not a good idea. Her husband is a POS.
Just go!
Once we get onto the mainland, we quickly understand how all of this works. The infected have evolved. We got alphas, we got followers, we got some that eat worms, we got ones that are getting pregnant and giving birth. It's all crazy. I mean, for Christ's sakes, we even got some that are ripping off people's heads and tearing out people's spines like they're in a Predator movie. I really enjoyed how Danny Boyle and Alex Garland expanded the world of the 28 franchise. This is a franchise. We're going to have a new trilogy, which is kind of exciting.
We also had Killian involved. As an idea, he was on board for us to plan a series of films, and it's meant to be 3 films that will eventually feature him. So you're on a journey. There's a great pot of gold at the end of it, Cillian Murphy, but you've got a lot to get through to get there to him.
We meet all kinds of different characters, like Eric, played by Edwin Ryder, who is a soldier and all of his scenes are funny. We meet Ralph Fiennes, who is a doctor, and all of his scenes are emotional. Like, there are some scenes in this movie between the doctor and Spike that made me cry. There are some emotional scenes in this movie.
Do you know the words memento mori?
It means remember death.
As the story progresses, there are some revelations, there are some secrets being revealed, and there is sequel bait. Like, I was feeling this movie, I was enjoying this movie. It made me cry, even though I felt like some of the comedy and gore was a little bit too much. I prefer the tone that they had in the first movie, even though I do believe that 28 Weeks Later's helicopter sequence is absolutely amazing. Pushing all that to the side, this movie's ending, 28 years later, is absolute sequel bait. I don't care how you frame it. It ruins the rest of the film for me. It kind of ruins the experience as a whole, and it's like, do I even really want to see the Bone Temple now?
Why do you have to do that?
But I digress. I'm glad that Danny Boyle and Alex Garland came back as director and writer respectively, and I am impressed how Danny Boyle shot this movie with iPhone cameras. It definitely brings you back to that realistic, gritty, visceral feel that the first film had. You cannot deny that 28 years later is a beautiful looking movie. It has an awesome soundtrack by Young Fathers. It has a good story. It has a good message. It's got good themes. It's got interesting characters. It's got a story that showcases a community and how that community works. Now, I wish we had gotten deeper into that because we just see flashes of how the community works, which I thought was a bit jarring. Honestly, when I think about it, I really enjoyed the first two, the 28 Days and 28 Weeks Later movies, a lot more than 28 Years Later. Even though I do think this is a good movie, I'm just saying, man, it's a good movie, but that ending, that sequel bait, really ruined it for me. This is why I don't watch TV shows, because they end on cliffhangers, and I stick strictly to movies because there's supposed to be a beginning, middle, and an end. That's all I have to say.
Look up, Marlon. Say cheese.